To help support me in the channel, you can use one of the links below and press the notifications bell to alert you of a new video. Now, back to the video. Over a year ago, Atlus published Alliance Alive for the Nintendo 3DS, and it was one of the 3DS games that I really enjoyed and could play for a long time, despite the heavy 3DS XL and bad controls. Today, NIS America has brought this game over to the PS4 as a completely remastered edition. Is it better than the original? Let's find out in this review. Here is a quick summary from the beginning of the game. Over 1,000 years ago, humans were invaded by demons. Humanity created the Great Barrier to separate the two realms. Upon the awakening of the Dark Current, many cities were destroyed. Most of humanity was decimated, and in 100 years later, the demons have ruled over society. The time has now come for humanity to rise up and defeat this evil. That's the summary from the 3DS game. Here is the summary from NIS America. An age of darkness has befallen the world. The Dark Current, a cataclysmic event caused by the demons' emergence, has decimated the population and divided land into separate regions, leaving the survivors to be subjugated by demonic overlords. To reclaim their home and free their people, an unlikely fellowship of heroes will band together to spark a fiery revolution. Explore various realms, gain new skills in the heat of battle, and form alliances to stand against the demons. I found the story and characters to be very interesting. You'll start playing the game as Galil and Wyatt's daughter, Azura. After the first couple hours of playing this game, some tragic events occur. These two characters have great chemistry throughout the game, and I enjoyed all of their scenes quite a bit. Another duo of characters that we meet are from the Resistance group, Night Ravens. Renzo and Barbarossa are two loyal companions to Azura's father. At one time in the past, Wyatt, Azura's father, had saved Barbarossa. So these two friends will do whatever it takes to protect Azura. The next set of characters that we are introduced to are Vivian, Ignis, and Tiggy. Vivian is a daughter of demon royalty. She is very catty and fun-loving. Ignis is her servant and loyal companion. He will do whatever it takes to protect her. These two meet Tiggy, a 12-year-old genius scientist who will use her powered-up bird suit, Swan Song, to fight against monsters. She will upgrade her suit and you'll eventually be able to use her as a captain of a ship. This ship and everything will happen about halfway through the game. The last set of characters that I will talk about are Jean and Rachel. These are two humans who are from the Signimancy Guild. Jean's strength is using magic. Rachel is my favorite combatant in the game. She uses really strong bow attacks. The game will take at least 40 hours to complete on your first playthrough. I would say even 50 or 60, depending on how much grinding you do and how many side quests and things you do. I loved the story so much. One more additional thing about this game is there is a New Game Plus, so you can get additional endings and max out your character stats. The battle system in this game is turn-based. You will unlock new art skills as you keep using the same attacks during battle over and over again. This is called Awakening. These new attacks seem to unlock randomly. However, you can use talent points earned in battle towards special art skills, such as enabling the probability of learning a new art skill. These bonus skills can make you more sneaky around enemies, increase how much money you get by selling weapons and items, and more. I decided to use majority of my points on lowering the amount of SP that I have to use on my attacks. This special skill can be very useful, especially if you want to use big SP expensive attacks for lots of damage and you won't have to use all your SP. That's why that skill is so useful. I was surprised about how much easier the game felt on the PS4. I asked the publisher if this game had been made easier or tweaked. They said that they didn't make it any easier. It felt easier to play with the PS4 controller and the big screen TV. One feature that is useful is 2 times or 4 times speeds while being within a fight. This feature allows you to grind or get through battles faster. I think I remember there being an autoplay feature, but that's not fun. I like playing my role-playing games. I don't want to just see the computer play. And I don't know if you always win either. I never used this on the HD edition of the game. Along with all your skill attacks, you'll also be able to use items and use final strike attacks. While in Ignition, a final strike attack can be used if your companions are constantly dying or if a companion is really low on health. These special attacks will do a large amount of damage to the enemies. These attacks do have a price that you must pay. That price is that your weapon will break and be useless. You can no longer use an attack with that said item. You don't have to fret. Eventually you'll be able to repair these weapons. By learning certain talent skills, you can upgrade your ignition to second ignition. This will increase the power of your arts and spells. You also are more likely to learn new skills with Awakening, but the SP consumption rate increases too. Reinforce the ability to support your characters who share the same position as you and are using Final Strike. Reinforce allows you to deliver a series of powerful attacks on an enemy. When you have a character equipped with an Etheract, that character will be able to use sigils. You can buy additional sigils from merchants. These sigils include healing, resistance support, so this is like ice or fire resistance, and special attacks, which sometimes can be a light magic or a sleep attack. While playing, you'll notice that only demons, beast folks, and monsters have the ability to use sorcery attacks. Humans usually cannot control it, since being able to use sorcery is an innate ability. You can purchase additional sorcery spells from beast folks. These magical attacks, which includes fire attacks, ice attacks, sometimes thunder attacks, and more. Magical sword creations, which the main one I came across was the Grimoire sword, and astral armor. This will increase all of your defenses on your single character, just the one that you're using. There's a lot of strategy for defeating opponents. One of these strategies would be using the formations feature. Different formations contain different bonus effects, such as increasing your attack damage or increasing your defense against attacks. During battles, if you are in an area that has a tower or a guild nearby, they will support you during the battle. This includes attacking the enemy, lowering the enemy's stats, and more. I don't remember seeing this feature in any other game before. I never remember seeing towers help you in other games. This was a very useful feature, especially against tough enemies. You'll really need to use these against the water demons, which are sometimes just hippos. I don't know why they call them water demons. They're just animals that don't want to be attacked. When you have many enemies, it is often a good idea to try to find more nearby enemies and begin a battle chain. This will enter you into a series of battles where you will fight in one battle after another until the chain is complete. You will gain bonus talent points for these battle chains. You will eventually form a big alliance of playable characters with a 9-character party. The maximum amount of people that you can use at a time are 5 people in a fight. Eventually, you'll be able to recruit NPCs for guilds. By using these recruits, you can expand the influence of any guild that you want. Traveling in this game is painfully slow. I wish there would have been improvements to that. They could have added ×2 or ×4 speed like Final Fantasy XII did. That would be nice. Like, I know you have it in the battles, but it would actually be nice if you could travel faster. Even like a motorbike would help, especially in the early chapters of the game. Eventually, you will be able to recruit NPCs for guilds. Throughout the game, you'll find new ways to travel, such as going through lava with Swan Song and using Rionak, which I named it something different, to travel across dangerous waters. There are a few more, but I don't want to spoil the experience for you. so you'll have to deal with the few that I just mentioned here. Originally, I didn't think that there was anything special about the graphics. They looked blocky and bad in the 3DS version. However, the graphics have been made smooth and it runs great. It still isn't the prettiest game, but I'm okay with that. It has a cute chibi look. It looks similar to the world of Final Fantasy. If you ever noticed the graphics in that game, that's what a lot of the characters look like in this game. In my unreleased review for the 3DS version, I said it looked worse than a lot of PS2 games. This made the graphics of the original game its biggest weakness. However, it looks much better now. I'm a little unsure how much was really done to this game other than just upgrading the graphics. I don't think the US team really did much. They just kind of brought it over and translated everything. It's a little annoying that there were no voices added to this game. There is no Japanese or English in this game. No voices. The story is so good that it deserves proper voice actors. So prepare yourself, you will be reading a lot. The music is fantastic. I love the soundtrack for this game. Overall, this is the most addicting game that I have played this year. Once I picked up the controller and played this game, I ended up spending 5 to 10 hours every time. The story, characters, and gameplay are fantastic. Traveling can sometimes be a pain, there are no voice actors, and even though there is an improvement in the graphics, it doesn't look like a current gen game. I'm giving this game an 8 out of 10. It's a very solid game when it comes to gameplay and story. Thank you guys for watching, and if you would like to buy the game and also help support my channel, you can use one of the links below. I'd like to give a quick shout out to my patrons for this month: Yo-Yo Mongo, Sten0328, and Snizzy Snaz Bullets. Thank you for being my patrons for this month. If you would like to become a patron and get early access to my reviews, you can donate as little as $1 a month. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next review.
You fell for it! Nice to meet you. I'm Niptia. I'm a compatible character who was born from Neptune's funny face components. The only thing I can really do for you is smile.